Hi guys, welcome to Cumbrian Lad Outdoors and welcome to today's video. Now today we are at the Beauty Brothers permission. As you can see, we're right on the River Caldew. Beautiful woodland and beautiful water. So while I'm at camp, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick review of the ThruNite TH30 head torch. Now I was recently contacted by ThruNite to do a review of this, so before we go any further, I'm not getting paid for this, I don't get any commission, so all I get is to keep the equipment that I've been sent. So as it happens, I was in the market for a new head torch. The head torch that I've got is great for summer, but the battery life isn't great, so I was looking for something a bit brighter and something that was going to last a bit longer through the winter nights. So first thing we're going to do is have a look at what comes in the pack. It comes in a nice little box. So we've got the information leaflets there and the head torch itself. Now as you can see, it comes with a headband that goes round the back and a headband that goes across the top of your head, which is both adjustable. It's got a rubber mount that the head torch pulls in and pushes out of. It is very tight, which is good because you don't want it coming loose, but as you can see, it comes out. You can use it as a handheld torch and you can put it in the mount for your headset. So we'll pop it back in. Once again, as you can see, it's quite a tight setup, which is good. And on the torch, you can see there, it's grippy where you need it to be, and where the rubber bands go, it's smooth. So once again, in the pack, you get your charging cable, USB. You get a spare rubber mount. You also get a metal mount that will go around the torch itself. So if you wanted to, using it separately, you can clip it onto your clothing or your rucksack or anything like that. And you also get, inside the pack, a series of spare rubber O-rings and seals for where it charges. Put those back in there. On the head torch, you've got your on button or power button, and you quite simply press and hold, and it toggles through the brightness settings. As you can see, it's getting really bright there and back to off again. On the side of the head torch, you've got your charging port, which is sealed with the rubber. We'll just pop that off. It is very well sealed. It just pops off and then pushes back on, just like so. So just a closer look at how you operate it. You can see there that if you want to use it as a hand torch, once it's out you can just hold it upright like that, and in the top you've got a flexible rubber button right next to where you charge it up by the USB. So you simply press and hold and it starts off on the lowest setting. Press and hold again, it goes up to the next higher setting. Same again. Same again, same again, really bright, then it goes to the flashing and then you knock it off. We'll just pull that out. So once again, it is very tight considering it's just a rubber mount. It is, I wouldn't say difficult to get it out, but just enough so it's not going to fall out. We'll pop that head torch bit down. So it all seems really well machined. It's really grippy where you need it to be, and on the end it turns off. it all seems really well made. The spring's good quality. You get your rubber seals, you got all your machining for where it screws together, seems really good. It comes with one 3100 megaamps battery by ThruNite, and it's really well made. I'm quite impressed with that. You can see the rubber rings on there, which helps with the waterproof and everything. We'll just pop that back in there. It's a really good fit for the battery. You can see there's just enough room for it to move, and that end just screws on really easy. I'm impressed with that. I'm looking forward to using this once it gets dark. So yeah, you've got the rubber mounts there, so it does seem to turn up really easy, but when you go to turn it forward, it grips a little bit more, and I don't know how they've managed to do that, but that means when it's on your head, it's not going to slip forward. See that? I'm having to put quite a bit of pressure on that to turn it forward, but when I turn it back, it's really easy. Quite a bit of pressure to turn it forward, but it turns back really easy. So that's quite a good little feature, that. And you also, don't forget, you get a spare rubber mount with it as well. So like I say, the headbands both round the side of your head and over the top of your head are adjustable. So you can set it up for your own preferences. It sits quite well on the head, and with it being in the rubber mount, you simply just twist if you want to angle it down, and twist again if you want to angle it back up. It's as easy as that. Do forgive me, I'm terrible with remembering stuff, so I've got a list of all the information that comes with it. So it's made of premium Type 3 hard anodized. So it's made of anti-reflective coated ultra clear toughened glass on the lens, which is an orange peel reflector. The working voltage is 2.75 volts to 4.2 volts, and the material it's made from is AL T6061-T6, and it is 107 millimeters by 28.5 millimeters by 24 millimeters in dimensions, and it weighs 123 grams, which is a little heavy compared to what I'm using at the moment, but as you'll see, it gives off a lot more light than what I'm using at the moment, and it's got a lot more settings to use. It can send the light as far as 155 meters. It's 2 meters waterproof, and we have a variety of settings for brightness. The first of which is turbo, which is 3,350 lumens, but that only lasts 1.5 minutes. The next setting is high at 1,275 lumens, and that lasts for 90 minutes. Then we've got medium, which is 352 lumens and lasts for 5 hours, which is pretty good. Then we've got medium low, which is 130 lumens, and that lasts for 14 hours. Wow, if that's true, I'm pretty impressed with that. Then we've got the low setting, which is 25 lumens, and that lasts for a whopping 60 hours. And then we've got the ultra low firefly setting, which is 0.5 lumens. Wow, and that lasts for 32 days. So all in all, that seems a pretty impressive setup for such a small head torch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until it gets to night, and then we're going to show you these settings in use down the river and see just how bright they are. So I'll bring you back then. Right guys, so now's the time of night where we're trying out the brightness and how long they last for. So right now we're on 0.5 lumens, which will last 32 days, and as you can see, the camera's not really picking that up at all, but to be honest, this will be perfect for inside the tent, so you don't lose much of your night vision. It'll be just enough to find your gear and what have you. So simply press and hold the button, and it goes to the next setting, which is 25 lumens. And as you can see, we're just and so starting to get a bit of light on the situation. This will be probably the setting that I will use the most with this head torch, and it's going to last for 60 hours, which is quite impressive. So yeah, I'm pretty much impressed with that. That's a good setting, and as you can see, it is just starting to show up the trees and the water. Press and hold for the next setting, which is 130 lumens, and as you can see, that is starting to light things up really nicely. That's 14 hours worth of battery. So again, another good setting. So it'll probably be between the last setting and this setting that I will use the most. But yeah, that's a good light. As you can see, it's starting to light the tree up really good there. The next setting, 352 lumens for 5 hours. And as you can already see, that is really lighting the situation up nicely. Pretty impressed with that. So the next one is 1275 lumens, which will last for 90 minutes. As you can see, it more than lights the area up. It's really giving out some good light. I can't imagine personally needing something as bright as this, but obviously it's there if you need it. But that is really shedding some light on the situation. I'll just spin you around and I'll show you it's actually lighting up the opposite bank of the river now. So that's fairly impressive, that. And that's your SOS flashing light for emergency situations. So that's giving off good 3 flashes for an emergency situation. And then we have the brightest setting of all, which is 3350 lumens, which really just lights everything up like it's daylight. What do you say, Daz?
You said that, I can't see it. It's too bright. No, that is good, powerful.
That's pretty bright, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, all in all, that's all your settings for the ThruNite TH30 head torch. Right guys, so that's me back home. Unfortunately, I lost the sign-off footage from the video, so I'm having to do it again from home. So I hope you've enjoyed that review of the ThruNite TH30. A lot of details to take in, a little bit geeky maybe, but you know, I found it useful at camp, and I'm looking forward to trying it out over the next few camps that I've got planned, and I think it's going to come in really handy for me. So as always, I'll put some links in the description. If you want to check it out, you can do. And once again, until next time, stay safe, much love from a Cumbrian lad.